Welcome back to Electrically Constructed. I'm Master Electrician Seth Eckel, and this is our second video of our pole box series. In our last video, we covered straight poles, and in this video, we're going to be focusing on angle poles. This is where things get a little bit more complicated. So if you don't have a code book, click the link below, and it will take you directly to where you can purchase a code book. But if you have a code book, let's get it out and let's get started. All right, let's open our code books to 314.28 A2. All right, that's going to be angle or U poles or splices. Let's grab our highlighter and let's highlight that right away. All right, we are focused on angle poles for this video. I will go over splices a little bit, but U poles are going to be in the next video. All right, so this rule says for splices or where angle or U poles are made, the distance between each raceway entry inside the box or conduit body and the opposite wall of the box or conduit body shall not be less than 6 times the metric designator trade size of the largest raceway in a row. So let's go highlight this real quick. Let's start with, where is it? Shall not be less than 6 times. Let's highlight that. The trade size, the largest raceway in a row. Okay. This distance shall be increased for additional entries. Let's highlight that right away. This distance shall be increased for additional entries by the amount of the sum of the diameters of all other raceways entries in the same row on the same wall of the box. Let's get that right away. All right. Each row shall be calculated individually, and a single row that provides the maximum distance shall be used. Okay, so what that's saying right there is that if you're bringing conduits into the box, say you have 3 conduits coming in 7/8 inches off the back of the box, and then you got another stack of conduits coming in a little bit higher, you have to add each row individually, and whichever row ends up being larger is the row that you're going to use. And we'll go over that with some examples. But let's keep reading the rule here. We're going to go to this exception real quick. Where a raceway or cable entry is in the wall of a box or conduit body opposite a cover, the distance from that wall or the cover shall be permitted to comply with the distance required for 1 wire per terminal in table 312.9a. Okay, we're going to go over that in the next video as well with the U poles. And let's see here, let's keep going. The distance between raceway entries enclosing the same conductor shall not be less than 6 times the metric designator, the trade size of the larger raceway. All right, let's highlight that whole thing. All right, so let's quickly go over what this mainly is telling us right here. All right, so with straight poles, we had the 8-time multiplier. With angle U poles and splices, we have a 6-time multiplier. But with angle U poles and splices, we also have some additional calculations we have to do with it. We have to add the other conduits. So we take the largest conduit, the largest trade size conduit coming into the box. We multiply that by 6, and then we have to add the other conduit sizes up after that. So we'll do some examples so that it makes a little more sense. But the main thing is, when you have a U pole, an angle pole, or splice, the largest trade size is multiplied by 6. Where the straight pole, it was just 1 trade size, the largest trade size coming in, going out. The other one smaller than it did not matter. It's just the largest trade size on the box was a multiplier of 8. Let's pull this example up. Okay, so we'll start with just a simple angle pole. So a simple angle pole, we have a 2-inch raceway coming in, 2-inch raceway going out. First thing you'll notice, all angle poles, you're going to have a 90-degree in and out on an angle pole. So that right away tells you that's an angle pole, and your multiplier is going to be 6. There's no other multiplication here, no addition here. We have one raceway in, one raceway out. So 2 times 6 will give us 12. So the answer for this box, you have a 12-inch by 12-inch junction box to make this pole. All right. Okay, let's look at the entryway rule that we just read. The distance between raceway entries enclosing the same conductor shall not be less than 6 times the metric designator, the trade size, of the larger raceway. So what I have here is I have a 2-inch raceway with wire coming out of it and going into another 2-inch raceway. I also have wire coming out of this 2-inch raceway and going to an 1.25-inch raceway. So what this rule here, this one right here, the distance between raceway entries enclosing the same conductor shall not be less than 6 times the metric trade size of the larger raceway. So what that's telling me is that I need 12 inches of space between the entryway of this raceway and the entryway of this raceway if it has the same conductor housed inside of it. So here it's going to be 2-inch raceway times 6 will give me 12 inches. So I have to have 12 inches of spacing here as well. I cannot just have, this would be a violation. I can't just have a 2-inch raceway right here with a 2-inch raceway right here, 3 inches of space in between, and trying to pull wire through it. That would be a violation according to the code book. If I have 1.25-inch raceway with that wire going into the 2-inch raceway, well, it says right here it has to be at the larger raceway, so it still has to be 12 inches of separation of it from the entry point to the entry point. So I still wouldn't be able to do anything like this. I wouldn't have the 2-inch here and the 1.25-inch right here. That would still be a violation. So that is what that rule is telling us. All right, let's go to another one. Okay, so in this example we have straight poles and angle poles. So what we have to do first is we have to get our straight pole measurement. So let's get a straight pole is a 4-inch EMT going straight across. We know that for a straight pole our multiplier is 8, and we're picking the largest raceway. And there's only one straight pole, so the largest raceway is the largest raceway at 4 inches. So 4 times 8 equals 32. All right, so that gives us 32 inches for our width of the box. But we have to make sure that's the largest size, because we have a couple other calculations we have to do before we can know if that's going to be the size we need to use. So the next one, we have our rule here, shall not be less than 6 times the metric trade size of the largest raceway in a row. So that's going to be our 4-inch raceway. That's the largest raceway in our row. So we're going to have to multiply 4 times 6. And that's going to give us 24 inches. This distance shall be increased for additional entries by the amount of the sum of the diameters of all other raceway entries in the same row on the same wall of that box. So that would be these two right here. So 24 plus 2 gives us 28 inches. So there we go. We have both calculations we need to find out for the width of the box now. And we find out that the 32 inches is larger than the 28 inches, so we have to go with the 32-inch wide box. But we still have to figure out the height. So now we have to take our raceway going down and over. So we have to take that one and do the multiplication on that one. and we have our largest raceway, which is 2 inches times 6 gives us 12 inches, plus the remaining raceways in the same row, which is another 2-inch raceway. So 12 plus 2 equals 14. So our answer here is going to be 14 inches by 32 inches. All right, let's go ahead and just look at one more. All right, so in this box, we still have straight poles and angle poles. We have straight poles coming out of the top. We got straight poles coming out the side. We have angle poles, and we have multiple rows on this one as well. If you can't tell, this 4-inch is in its own row. This 2-inch is in its own row. These 3 pipes right here, this 4-inch, 2-inch, and 2-inch are in a row together. And this 4-inch, 2-inch, and 2-inch are in a row together. But the straight poles are in their own row in front of the other row that's in the back. So first we want to get a straight pole measurement. We have our 2-inch straight pole on this wall times 8 is 16, and then we have our straight pole right here. So let's get that measurement. It's 4 times 8 equals 32. So we know that this one's 32 now. We know that this one is 16, but now we got to find out which is bigger, this row back here, or this row back here, or the 32 or the 16. So let's keep going. Let's find out our angle pole here. So our angle pole here is 4 times 6 is 24. So this helps us that both of these angle poles are the same calculation, so we only have to do this calculation once. But then we have the 2-inch and the 2-inch, so that gives us 28 inches. So what we find out is 28 inches is bigger than the straight pole here, so we have to use the 28 inches for our width. But the 28 inches is still less than the straight pole, the 4-inch right here, at 32 inches. So that will give us an answer of 32 inches high by 28 inches wide. All right, hopefully you got that right. Hopefully this is making sense to you. I'm going to give you one more question here. All right, here's our final question of the day. What size box do we need to use for all these conduits coming into it? All right, I have it all written down here. I'll let you guys go over it. You can pause the video. I want you guys to take your time. Remember, check your straight poles, check your angle poles, do your rows. Make sure you got your rows correct, and get the largest size for the height and the largest size for the width that we need to use. I will go over this one in the next video. I'm going to answer this at the beginning of the next video. So if you want to hold yourself accountable for what you get, go ahead and throw it in the comment section. But yeah, we will answer this in the beginning of the next video. And the beginning of the next video also is going to be, or not the beginning of it, but the next video is going to be focused on U-poles. The rules are very similar. I just want to take time and go over each one individually and not throw it all in one video. And remember, when sizing boxes is more than just getting the size, the height, and the width, you also have to plan your conduit routing. Remember, we got that rule where it has to be 6 times the entryway of the largest raceway also. You can't, just like in example 1 here, it has to be 6 times the entryway. It can't just be a 12-inch by 12-inch box and both of the pipes in the corner together. It's not going to work out. In later videos, we are going to start looking at blueprints and looking at examples and planning our conduit routing, planning our box sizes, pipe sizes, feeder wire, all that stuff. That's going to be coming down the road once we got a little more code stuff taken care of. We're going to try and start applying it in the real world. So Look forward to doing that with you guys. Otherwise, yeah, pause the video and look at this question here, try to answer it, and stay sharp, never stop learning, and God bless. See you in the next video.